Hello everyone, myself Jayashree. Welcome to the channel Sri Nerdjara Physics. In today's lecture, we are going to solve the numericals of thermodynamics which are asked in June 2019 and December 2019 exam. Okay, we are starting from question number 40 till question number 39. We have already done in previous lectures. Okay, so let's start. Question number 40 is saying that consider blackbody radiation in thermal equilibrium contained in a two-dimensional box. Okay, blackbody radiation, thermal equilibrium, 2D box. The dependence of energy density on temperature is. How energy density is depending on temperature, we need to find this, and here it is for two-dimensional box. We have the general formula. Energy density U nu is proportional to T to the power D plus 1, where U nu is energy density. Of course, T equals to temperature and D equals to dimension, right? So here it is two-dimensional, that means D equals to 2, T to the power 2 plus 1 proportional to T cube. Okay, so here answer is A, T cube. Question number 41. A mole of gas at initial temperature Ti comes in contact with a heat reservoir at temperature Tf. Okay, let's see the diagram. Here it is gas at initial temperature Ti comes in contact with a heat reservoir at temperature Tf. Let it be heat reservoir temperature Tf, and the system is allowed to reach equilibrium at constant volume. Volume is constant, V equals to constant. If a specific heat of gas is Cv equals to alpha T, Cv is given alpha T, where alpha is a constant, total change in entropy is. Total change delta S we need to find. Total, that means change for gas and change for heat reservoir both. Okay, so delta S equals to delta S gas plus delta S reservoir. Okay, how will we calculate this thing? See, we know ds equals to dq by t, that means delta S equals to integral over dq divided by t. How will we find dq? From the first law of thermodynamics, we know that dq is equal to du plus dw, right? Wait, how we give du and cv dt plus dw is p dv. Here volume is constant, that means dv equals to 0. This term gives us 0. N equals to 1, we are given a mole. Okay, N equals to 1, then it is equal to cv dt. So I can write that for delta S gas is equal to integral over cv dt divided by t. Limit for dt is initial temperature is Ti. When it reach in equilibrium, final temperature is Tf. See, heat reservoir it is given. Okay, what is the property of heat reservoir? It have infinite capacity. Okay, that means if we add or subtract a little, add or reject a little amount of heat, then its temperature does not change. That means its temperature is constant. Okay, heat reservoir have constant temperature. That means gas Ti will take some amount of heat. Okay, it will absorb some amount of heat and will reach the final temperature Tf. So here limit is Ti to Tf. Okay, integral over how it is given. Cv equals to alpha t dt divided by t to t cancel, Ti to Tf equals to alpha, integration of dt is equal to dt. That means when we substitute the limit, we get Tf minus Ti. It is for gas. Okay, for reservoir it is given by integral Ti to Tf Cv dt divided by C. What is T here? Now T is constant. Okay, because we know for heat reservoir it have infinite heat capacity. That means its temperature does not change after rejecting some amount of heat also. Okay, so Tf is constant. So temperature here is Tf. Okay, I can take it outside. Tf Cv dt integral over Ti to Tf. Then it is alpha T dt 1 by Tf dot alpha, integration of T is T square by 2, 1 by 2. On substituting the limit, I get Tf square minus Ti square. That means alpha divided by 2 Tf square minus Ti square, right? So total change in entropy delta S is given by delta S gas plus delta S reservoir, which is equal to alpha Tf minus Ti, this one, plus alpha divided by 2 Tf square minus Ti square. Okay, so option D is our right answer. Next is question number 42. What it is saying? An ideal Carnot engine extracts 100 joule from a heat source. That means we are given Q1 is equal to 100 joule heat source, okay, and dumps 40 joule to a heat sink. So Q2 equals to 40 joule at 300 Kelvin. That means the temperature of heat sink is given as 300 Kelvin. T2 equals to 300 Kelvin. The temperature of heat source is, we need to find what is T1. Okay, Q1 divided by Q2 is equal to T1 divided by T2. We know this for Carnot cycle, right? That means that 100 divided by 40 equals to T1 divided by 300. This implies that T1 equals to 3000 divided by 4, 750. Okay, this implies that T1 is equal to 750 Kelvin. So C is our right answer. Question number 43. The pressure P of a gas depends on number density ρ of particles and the temperature Ts. Relation of P with number density ρ and temperature T is given as this thing, okay, where B2 and B3 are positive constant. Let Tc, ρc and Pc denote critical temperature, critical number density and critical pressure respectively. The ratio ρc Kb Tc by Pc equals to what? We need to find this ratio. See, we can do directly also. First of all, see, for critical point, we have done this type of questions earlier also, okay. So I hope now you will remember this. For critical point, we know how we find the critical point by using del P by del V equals to 0 and del 2P by del V square equals to 0. That means the first and the second order derivative of pressure with respect to volume is 0. By using this, we can calculate the critical parameters, okay. That means critical pressure, critical temperature, critical volume, etc. Now in this question, we are given number density ρ. So we can use ρ equals to N by V, okay. We can substitute this value in our main equation, ρ equals to this, okay, and then we can find del P by del V equals to 0 and del 2P by del V square equals to 0. Or if we want to, then see, if I differentiate it, then del ρ equals to d ρ equals to whatever, and 1 by V minus 1 by V square dV. That means d ρ is proportional to dV. So I can also use, if I do this thing, del P by del ρ equals to 0 and del 2P by del ρ square equals to 0. In both the cases, I get the same answer. As the calculation is just a little bit more in this, so I will prefer doing to this, okay. You can try by this also, and the thing is same in both the cases, okay. First of all, I find del P by del ρ. Delta P by delta ρ equals to what? Here it will give KBT. Here minus 2 B2 ρ plus 3 B3 ρ square is equals to 0. If I find the second order derivative, then it will give me KB minus 2 B2 plus 6 B3, sorry, not KB, it is 0, okay, we are differentiating with respect to ρ. So minus 2B2 plus 6B3 ρ equals to 0. That means ρ equals to what? 2B2 divided by 6B3. If I just find one of these constant, B2 or B3, let's take B2. Just cancel it 3. Then what is B2? It is equal to 3 B3 ρ, okay. So after using this B2 in this equation, see what happens. I am doing it in a rough way, you can do it in a fair way, okay. So KB, Here all the parameters t equals to tc, rho equals to rho c. I am not writing it again and again. You just understand it yourself, okay? Because I am already talking at the critical point. So all these parameters are critical parameters. kb, tc, once I am writing, minus 2 b2. What the value of b2 I found? 3 b3 rho, right? Plus 3 b 3 rho square equals to 0. Here minus 2 b2 and rho is also multiplied. That means kbtc equals to 3 into 2 6 and 6 plus 3 9. So total it is it is in negative now. So minus 6 plus 3 equals to minus 3. Then when I will send it in RHS, it will become 3b3 rho square. I got this kbtc, right? Now I can find PC using this equation. I need to find this whole parameter, na? This whole term. So how will I write P? P equals to kbtc into rho. That means 3b3. I am substituting this value and this. Okay. kbtc. I am writing PC, critical pressure. So all the terms will be, all the parameters, temperature and number density will be critical. 3b3 using this rho c square. Here you can write yourself c. Okay. Then it is multiplied by rho, that means rho c, minus b2. What the value of b2 I have? 3b3 rho, that means 3b3 rho c, again rho c to the square plus b3 rho c cube. Here you can see that both these terms just cancels out, right? That means PC equals to what? b3 rho c cube. Now see this whole term, rho c kbtc divided by pc. What it gives me? Rho c is as it is, then it is kbtc. Using it I can write 3b3 rho c square divided by pc. Pc is b3 rho c cube. Okay, b3 cancel out, rho c square and simple rho c gives us power cube. Here cube cancel out, so the ratio comes out to be 3. So option B is our right answer. I hope it will be clear to you. Here I did some calculation mistake, but I corrected it on time. Okay, so leave it, and you can use this thing also. Okay, the thing is already same, but still let me tell. When you use this thing, just put rho equals to n by v. What you get to it, equation first, let it be equation first. What you get to this, let it be equation 2. Then just you will add these two equations. I have already solved this, so I am telling you what steps you need to follow. Okay, use this, name it as equation 1, use this, name it as equation 2, and then just add both those terms. Okay, then you will get a relation for critical volume VC. Okay, then again equation 1 and 2. Okay, use that value of VC in equation 1, then you will get critical temperature TC. You got VC, you got TC. Okay, here you have already wrote rho equals to n by v. Use your TC and VC in this, find PC. Okay, and then directly substitute all the values in this. Here also write rho c equals to n by VC and then solve. It would be easy. If you don't if you can't do it, then just tell me in comment. I will solve in that in this way also, but both the ways are already same, so there is no need to do through this. You can do through any one of them. Okay, now it's question number 44. The equation of state of an ideal gas is PV equals to RT. At very low temperature, the volume expansion coefficient, this at constant pressure, is how it diverges. Okay, we need to tell this thing. So solution, we know already that volume expansion coefficient denoted by alpha equals to what? 1 by V, del V by del T at constant pressure P. Okay, I can write it as 1 by V, del by del T. V I can substitute from here. What I get? V equals to RT divided by P. Okay, so RT by P. When I derivate it with respect to temperature T, I get 1 by V dot R by P. Okay, so see from here, what is value of T? Equals to Vp divided by R. Then this term is what? Just 1 by T. Okay, so if T tends to 0, then this coefficient alpha is becoming infinite. Okay, it is tending to infinite. That means it diverges at t tends to 0, and how it is depending on it, alpha equals to 1 by t. Okay, that means alpha diverges is 1 by t. So option B is our right answer. Look at next question. Question number 45. Consider a classical case in thermal equilibrium at temperature T1 and T2 where T1 is less than T2. We are given T1 is less than T2. Which of the following graphs correctly represents the qualitative behavior of the probability density function of x component of velocity? Probability density function of x component of velocity. So, PVx. Okay. From Maxwell velocity distribution, we know that PVx is given by under root of m divided by 2 pi kbt exponential of minus m vx square divided by 2 kbt. Right? What can we do through this formula? First of all, see that here the curve will be symmetric, okay, with respect to Vx. We can see through this, okay, because here it is Vx square, okay. That means the curve will be symmetric. So first thing is curve will be symmetric with respect to Vx. For Vx, whatever we write. So in these three options, these three are already symmetric, but this is not symmetric, okay, because here if I draw a line, it will be symmetric, okay, but here it is not coming symmetric. That means this is our wrong option. Second thing that we can do is just check that when will we get maxima, okay. At maxima, for the condition of maxima minima, we know that for maxima dpvx divided by dvx is equal to 0, okay. When you differentiate it, you will just get this term, exponential term will remain same and vx will come out, and then you will see that it is happening for vx equals to 0. Now according to this option, when the maxima is coming for vx equals to 0, here maxima is not for vx equals to 0, that means it is wrong option. Here it is for both the curves t1 and t2, maxima is at vx equals to 0, that means it can be right, and same here it can also be right. So C and D are still the remaining options, okay. See the third possibility that we can see through this. We know that for this condition of maxima, what we got, Vx equals to 0. If I substitute Vx equals to 0 here, then e to the power 0, it will become 1. That means Pvx will be what? Under root of m divided by 2 pi kbt. That means it is depending on t inversely relation proportional to 1 by root t, okay. So which one of these is following this condition? Here we are given t1 is less than t2, okay. That means Pvx for T2, okay, should be greater than Pvx for T1. Here both are having the same peak. That means it is our wrong answer. And here T2 is having a higher peak than T1. So it is satisfying this condition also. So C is our right option, okay. So almost all the questions which are asked in CSIR NET exam from thermodynamics till now, I have covered all of them. I hope these videos will be very much helpful to you. So stay tuned, okay, and study well. Thank you. Till 45 question I have already covered, okay. The remaining parts, if you have not watched till now, you can watch through the playlist, okay. Thank you.